Hey, my friends, let's talk about October. If you've been teaching for a month or two, you know this is when the honeymoon phase starts to wear off, the sparkle fades a little bit, your energy is starting to dip, and let's be honest, the next real break feels like it's forever away, right? But here's the truth. Your students don't need you to grind through on empty. They need you to keep the spark alive. And today I'm going to show you 6 creative and easy ways to keep your kiddos engaged all October long without draining yourself in the process. So the very first tip I have for you is to channel their seasonal excitement. So by October, kids already have like Halloween costumes on the brain. Stores have had them out like since August. So instead of fighting that energy, let's channel it. And one of my favorite ways to do that in my classroom was through haunted house literacy centers. This is so much fun. So every student gets to build their very own glow-in-the-dark haunted house out of a paper bag. And then every time they complete a literacy task, maybe it's answering who, what, where, when, why questions in 2nd grade, or writing novel responses in 5th grade, they add a new piece to their house. They absolutely love it. So not only are they practicing essential literacy skills, but they're so motivated to finish their spooky creations, and each one is a little bit different. And the best part is this really works across kindergarten to 5th grade. You just adjust the activities, the reader response activities. The second thing I want to encourage you to do is to indulge in some seasonal read-alouds, especially ones that really hook your kiddos. So October is a perfect time to pull out some seasonal books. And even if your school doesn't allow Halloween activities, you can still use fall or imagination-based themes. A few of my absolute favorites are Flashlight Night by Matt Forrest Eisenwine. Kids love imagining what adventures they'd have in the dark. This pairs really well, by the way, with if you want to have a Flashlight Friday reading. The second one my kids love is Creepy Pair of Underwear by Aaron Reynolds. It's hilarious, it's relatable, and it is just the right amount of spooky. You know, some of those books are a little bit too scary. This one strikes the perfect balance. And Dr. Seuss's What Was I Scared Of? This is a great book, especially fun if you can read it with like black light for glow-in-the-dark pages. It's so cool. These kinds of books don't just entertain your kids, they spark conversations about bravery, about imagination, and about compassion. So if you're also doing SEL morning work in your classroom, this pairs beautifully with your SEL morning work in the month of October. So I'll link to a whole page I've created of my favorite Halloween books if you'd like to check some of them out. There's more than 24 on there now, and it's so much fun. The third thing I'd encourage you to try is imagination stations. I'm really into imagination. Sometimes you just need a 10 or 15 minute burst of energy in your classroom, and that's where imagination stations come in. So for October, I might invite kids to imagine that they've been granted 2 magical powers. What would they be? How would they use them to help others? Or maybe they've been invited into Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. I love that book. It's my favorite. To invent a brand new kind of candy. Perfect for Halloween, right? Or October. So these quick, low prep activities are gold. All you need is a piece of paper and a little curiosity, and suddenly your class is literally buzzing with creativity again. The other thing I love at this time of the year is morning jokes, even if you don't like jokes. So a little confession, I don't even like jokes, but you know who does? Kids, right? They absolutely love them. And that's why I love starting the day with a quick joke that they can solve. So for reluctant writers especially, this can be a game changer because suddenly writing has a purpose to figure out the punchline. So you can project a joke on the board, let them solve it in partners, or use it as a fast finisher option. It just lightens the energy in your classroom. It gets everyone smiling and transitions beautifully into your next lesson. You can also use these to help students create their own joke books. So if you do this every day for the month of October, for example, and they complete 1 page every day or 1 joke every day, they can take them home at the end of the month with a bunch of really fun jokes. Okay, number 5 is the Halloween Mystery Motivator. This one was always a class favorite. So imagine a big poster of a haunted house covered in 60 sticky notes. And every time your students follow routines, show kindness, or meet expectations, they get to peel 1 number off. And behind the note is a hidden reward. So it's visual, it's exciting, and it keeps kids motivated all year long. Plus, you can do this digitally if you don't want to prep a poster. But either way, your students will beg to earn sticky notes. It's so much fun to encourage your students to work together for a class celebration. Okay, and then number 6 is Meet My Little Monster Writing Project. Oh my goodness, this one lights kids up every single time. I'm biased. I think it's my favorite. But students design their very own monster digitally or with paper cutouts, and then they develop its backstory. So where does it like to hide? What's its favorite food? What music is on its playlist? And then we scaffold it into an informational writing paragraph. So we create introductions, great introductory sentences, we add details, and eventually we write a descriptive missing poster for their monster. If you've got reluctant writers, they get super engaged. If you got high flyers, they're challenged, right? So every student feels invested because it's their creation. And teachers tell me it's one unit their kids never want to end. We have so much fun with it. So there you have it, 6 easy, creative ways to keep your students engaged in October: haunted house literacy centers, seasonal read-alouds, imagination stations, morning jokes, Halloween mystery motivator, and then the Meet My Little Monster writing project. If you try even one of these, I promise you'll see a spark in your classroom this month. You're gonna have so much fun with it. And if you wanna grab all of these resources in one place, I've bundled them together for you, and I'll link it below for you in the description. So if this video gave you some fresh ideas for October, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with another teacher who could use some imagination and some inspiration right now. You're doing amazing work, and remember, you don't have to do it alone. And if you're a beginning elementary teacher or you're an experienced one, remember, there's no need for you to struggle. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.